Good afternoon, everyone. So today we are going over opportunities. So this would be the third step per se in doing a transaction in Command and Docusign. So Tuesday we went over connecting your Docusign account. Yesterday we went over creating the contact, and then today would be going and adding them to that sales pipeline. So we're going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I am at agent.kb.com and I logged in. So I'm going to go back to the contact that I created yesterday. So it was Jane Command. I'm going to go into her contact card. So over here in opportunities, I can create the opportunity right here in the contact card by clicking create opportunity. Or I can go to the opportunity applet, which is over here, the little handshake. So I'm going to do it that way. And I am going to create opportunity. Sarasota Lakewood Ranch is my market center. If you're on a team, you can select a team. Listing opportunity, buyer, landlord, or tenant. I'm going to stick with listing. Me as the owner, I'm the agent, so I'm going to be the owner. Then I can select the client, so I'm going to pick Jane Command. If there was a co-seller, she had a husband, you could add them here as well. We'll just put Jerry Command. So we have a Jerry Command in there. Opportunity name. So I'm not sure what Inglewood's policy is, but ours is we ask you to put, if you know the address, in the opportunity name. So I'm going to do 123 Main Street. And then I'm going to keep Jane Command and listing. But you can name this whatever you prefer. We just ask that you have the address somewhere in the opportunity name. You can do custom tags. So there's luxury. If you imported it from Dotloop, you can do training. You can create your own custom tag, just like I did training. If you wanted to do, if you wanted to tag this maybe a personal transaction or your sister's transaction or family member, whatever you want to tag your business. You can do the estimated closing date. So usually you would put them in this opportunities when you're either cultivating or scheduling that appointment. Totally up to you how you run your business and when you're going to put them in the sales pipeline. I don't know estimated closing date because I just got this listing, so I'm not going to put one in there. My commission rate would be 3%. And then you have opportunity phases and opportunity stages. So under the opportunity phase, you either have cultivate, which you're nurturing them, you're trying to get them to get an appointment with you. You have an appointment, of course, and then active. So that is after they've signed the listing agreement. So I'm going to go ahead and say I just got this listing and it's active. And then when you change the phases, you'll see these stages over here changing. So you have staging, showing, negotiations, in legacy. Legacy you probably will never use. This is kind of like an extra little field for you. This is where if you're in Dotloop and you're trying to get your loops over, this is where those loops will go in. So it's just really an extra little field that you'll probably never use, except if your Dotloop loops are in there. So I'm going to say we're in the staging stage. I'm going to move this over. And then I'm going to hit the create. So once I hit create, it brings me into this, I like to think of it as a client folder. So it has my contacts information up here. It has my market center information, any tags that I've tagged this opportunity as, the stage, the contact names. I can put more information in here once I know the estimated closing date, appointment scheduled. It's important to do the appointment date in here because that's how it tracks from your reports. So if you want to come back in here and put in your appointment date so you can see that in your goal tracking in your reports, I would definitely do that. Over here, you'll see property. So I can actually go in and select the property. I'm going to select it up here from select from listings. And it is 123 Main Street. You'll see up here, you have statuses, all statuses, and show, and the next one is show only my listings. Well, I'm not an active real estate agent, so I'm not, don't have any listings. So I'm just gonna click on view all listings. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and select one. So you'll see that the opportunity has been updated. You'll see the address here, and you will also see the address down here. I went ahead and filled that in for you. So I just checked this morning. Surprisingly, a lot of things are actually transferring over now from Command to Docusign. So the seller's information is, so their phone number, email address, their names. The property address is now pulling over. Any information that it can get from that information, the MLS, it's going to pull over. So I've seen bedrooms and bathrooms pull over. I saw square footage pull over. And we're going to get into that tomorrow when we actually go into Docusign. We're going to see, we're going to do like kind of like a side-by-side comparison where we'll see what's in Command and what it pulled over in Docusign, so you know exactly what it's going to be pulling over. It pulled over the agent's information, so that would be your information. It's actually pulling over a lot more than it used to last week when I checked. So that's good news. It's less work for you guys when you get into that detail section inside of Docusign. So I'm going to just quickly go over these tabs up here. So you'll see seller profile. So this is how they register. Well, not how they register. This is when they register on your app. You'll see, I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with seller guides and buyer guides. You have those on your apps. This is where you can see that progress that your clients have made. Same thing in their activity section under that contact card. So this is linked with your consumer app, and you'll be able to see where they are in the process. Because if you're familiar with the consumer guides, they have little checklists for your clients that they can go off and check off when they've completed that task. This document section. So I do want to point out, I do see this a lot with agents. They just upload all their documents here, and some agents think that these are the documents themselves, but these are actually placeholders. These aren't the documents themselves. So this is where you're going to be bringing those documents back from Docusign that are completed and executed. So signatures, dates, your signature, everything that's executed final that you don't need any changes on, you would bring them back in here. So these aren't necessarily the documents, they're just placeholders where those documents go. I also wanted to show you over here to the left, there's 3 different folders. So there's a listed folder, which has all your listing documents. You'll see required, optional, conditionally required. And if it's conditionally required, you'll see why. So Inglewood should look pretty similar. We just have required forms here. So those are required that you have in this section. And then under contract, of course, we have the executed contract. And then closed, we have the final closing disclosure. And you do have custom folders down here that you can use. I'm gonna go over here so you can see it better. There you go. This is for if you want to do like things that we don't necessarily need, like the inspection report or the pre-approval letter, anything that you want to keep for your clients. You can put in the custom folder. Anything that's not for compliance review, you can use that custom folder to put those documents in there. Offers and commissions we'll go over another time. I'll probably do a little preview of this the last day, because this would be the last step. This would be the new green sheet. So we'll go over those the last day on 7 days to Docusign. Any notes section, so if you want any notes about this transaction, you can put those in there. And then of course you have the timeline. So it shows me when I've created this. It will show you when you added documents, when the compliance officer went in and, you know, sent you any notes, anything like that. So that's it for the opportunities side. Tomorrow we're going to actually be going into Docusign, and it's this little start a transaction button here. We're going to be going into start a transaction tomorrow. I'm going to show you what that looks like and how to create a room in Docusign. So I saw the chat go off, so let me check the chat. It says in command opportunities for buyers, we only have residential. The required documents do not apply to vacant land. So John, I would reach out to your leadership team. They actually create these checklists. So like I went in when we first started and created this checklist and marked them required, conditionally required. So if there's like an issue with that, I would just reach out to your leadership team and just let them know that it doesn't look right. Are there any questions? And if you do have questions, make sure you unmute yourself. All right, sounds good. Then I will see everybody tomorrow at 1:15 when we're going to be digging into Docusign. Have a great day.
Thanks, Samantha. You too.